Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Press for Truth. I'm your host, Dan Dix. Today is Thursday, May the 21st, 2015, and we are now just a couple of days away from the Global March Against Monsanto rally, which is going to be taking place in cities all over the world. And if you're not familiar with what Monsanto is, or genetically modified organisms, or what this rally is really all about, well, today you're going to have a chance to learn all about that, because joining us on the line via Skype is Rachel Parent. Now, Rachel's been an amazing activist in the non-GMO community. So I want to get your take, Rachel, on some of the things that are going to be going on this weekend. But why don't you start us off by, for the audience here at Press for Truth, tell us a little bit about what is the organization you founded, Kids Right to Know, and why did you start it?
Well, at the age of 11 years old, we were all given the project of writing a speech for school. And I honestly had no clue what to do it on, but I knew I wanted to do it on something that would impact a lot of people. So I decided to research our food system because, after all, we all have to eat. And so through researching our food system, I found out about GMOs and how they were really impacting our health and the environment. And I knew I had to do something, but I wasn't sure what. So I tried to join another organization and tried to look for one that was active enough, but I couldn't find one that was to my liking. So I created my own, Kids Right to Know, and our goal is to gain mandatory GMO labeling. That way we all have the right to know what's in our food.
Well, why is there a concern? I mean, some people may be watching this right now wondering, what is the problem with GMOs? Why do you think people should be concerned with them?
Well, there are many issues associated with GMOs, from health to the environment. I mean, to give you some examples, for our health, they've been related to things like allergies, digestive disorders, organ damage, even things like tumors. And for our environment, for instance, the dying off of our bees and our butterflies, corruption and contamination of our soil and our water, and even things like new superweeds and superbugs that are related to the use of GMOs.
Well, some people are probably wondering, this sounds almost kind of nefarious. I mean, who are the kind of people that would be behind these types of projects? In your research, who are some of the companies that you've found that we ought to be paying attention to here?
Well, there are 5 main companies, which are Monsanto, Bayer, Syngenta, DuPont, and there's also Pioneer. And these 5 companies do most of the genetic modification of our seeds, and really they value corporate wealth over our human health.
Can you maybe just take it back a little bit and tell us, maybe just for some of the audience who maybe are not even aware of what a GMO is, why don't we just lay it out there for them? What exactly is genetically modified organisms?
Well, a GMO is a genetically modified organism. It's where they take DNA from one species and insert it into another to introduce a new trait. So the 2 main traits right now are pesticide producing and herbicide resistant. Pesticide producing is where they actually take a pesticide and insert it directly into the seed. That way, when the crop grows and a bug tries to eat it, its stomach will actually explode. And for herbicide resistant, you can spray thousands and thousands of pounds of herbicides onto these crops without killing them. So those are the 2 main GMOs right now.
So, you've obviously been researching this for quite some time. You've been involved in this movement for years, speaking at events, holding rallies, and even having television appearances. And I'm wondering, what was it like for you to be in a debate on national television with Kevin O'Leary talking about GMOs? That must have been one heck of an experience. What was that like?
It was an incredible experience. It was really interesting because when I challenged him, I never expected him to actually accept. And I had just come home from a really rough day of school, and my mom goes, "Rachel, I have some good news and some bad news. It's the exact same thing." And I wasn't sure. I was like, what could it possibly be? And she said Kevin O'Leary accepted. And in that moment, I didn't know whether to be super excited or to be super scared, but I knew that whatever would happen would be meant to happen, and that I'd just try my best and really try to create awareness. That way more Canadians would know about this issue. So going in, I was really excited about this opportunity, and it was an incredible experience. We got to share a message with over 5 million people now. And yeah, it's been crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think you did just that. You managed to achieve the goal, which is to bring this information to people who are just simply aren't getting it. So doing that live on national television was a fantastic way to do that. Now, moving forward, I mean, where do we go from here? I mean, we got a large rally coming up in a couple of days. There's going to be a big one here in Vancouver. We'll be covering that one. There's another one going on in Toronto. You'll be there speaking at that one. What other sorts of things can people do if they want to get involved?
Well, I mean, there's so many things you can do, from big actions to small actions. If people even want to go to grocery stores and demand non-GMO products, or they can do things like write letters to your local member of parliament. There's so many small and big actions that you can take. Get on social media. If you want to take action on social media, follow me on Twitter. And of course, I mean, start your own march. If you don't have a march against Monsanto in your area, start one. That's so important. The March Against Monsanto is a global march. Everyone has to get out there. If you're passionate about this issue, we need you, because this march, you may not think it affects a lot, but it really does. And it's about creating awareness. And by coming to this march, you're not only marching against Monsanto, but you are also marching for nature and for our bees and butterflies and for really our future. So I hope everyone gets out there, demand non-GMO products, get to your grocery store and tell them that you won't buy food from their grocery store if they continue to carry it. I mean, after all, we are the consumers, and if we demand non-GMO food and food labels, it will happen.
Very, very well said. I would have to agree 100%. I'm more of the vote with your dollar kind of a guy, and if you don't like this thing, don't buy them. Again, of course, we have to know when there's actually GMOs in the food, so I'm fully in support of making them label these things so we know what we're ingesting. So, I want to congratulate you and thank you for the fantastic work you've been doing over the years. You've been raising a lot of awareness. So, what are your websites, and where can people go if they just want to learn more from you?
Well, you can go to my website, which is kidsrighttoknow.com. I have Twitter, which is @Rachel'sNews, and you can go to my Facebook page, which is Kids Right to Know. I also have an Instagram page, which is kidsrighttoknow.org, pretty recent. So, yeah, if you want to keep in touch with what we're doing as an organization, just follow us on those social media and look us up on our website.
Fantastic. We look forward to hearing your speeches coming up from this weekend. Rachel Parent, thanks again once more, and keep up the great work.
Thank you.